So the stock I want to put on the radar today is called Tilray brand. The ticker is TLRY. I actually had the stock on my watch list for a while, but something I was waiting for it to do a specific thing on the technical indicators for me to make a video about it, which it just did today. So that's why I'm making a video right now. And we will go over the technical analysis, show you some fundamental information, and tell you why I think this is a good stock with potential rally going forward. So the first thing to note is that it is trading above the 50-day moving average. It's been on a downtrend for all of this year and some of last year. It just recently broke this 50-day moving average, which is a very good sign. From here, we can expect it to test this 200-day moving average. And if it breaks this 200-day moving average, it can go even farther. And I'm going to show you the short float information in a little bit to show you why it could potentially break through this 200-day moving average. But if I show you on the 45-minute chart, so I told you I had the stock on my watch list for a while. What I was waiting for it to do is come back and test this 50-day moving average on the 45-minute chart. So it did that, I think, last Friday, and this earlier today on Monday, it pretty much bounced off this 50-day moving average. And whenever this happens, we can now be pretty certain that it will continue its rally up. If it starts to trade above this 0.69, then you can expect it to keep rallying up and rally all the way up to the 0.93 price point to test that 200-day moving average. So from here, that would be a whopping 50% gain. So this is the reason why I'm making this video right now, and why you should definitely subscribe to the channel and turn on your post notification. If you take a look at my channel, pretty much every single stock that I make a video on, a week or 2 week later, it trades up over 50%. Some of the stocks traded up over 100%. So that's a great reason for you to subscribe, turn on your post notification, and give this video a like. So if we take a look at the fundamental, we see that the short float is very high. 20% is very high. Also, the short ratio is also very high. And usually when the short float and the short ratio are so high, it's a good setup for a potential short squeeze. But before we can see anything like that, we have to see it trade up above this 0.9 price point. So if we go back to this chart, let's take a look at the weekly and see what we could potentially see if there's a short squeeze. So if there's a short squeeze, we could absolutely potentially see the price rally up to this first. So this used to act as a support previously. Now, if it rallies, it will act as the first resistance. So if a short squeeze happens, we can see it go. We could see it trade up 150%, and it just depends on the nature of the short squeeze. You can never know exactly how much it trades up. It could, come up and test this 200-day moving average on the weekly, but it's a lot of potential gain to be had on this stock, especially if you go back to the 1 day chart. It's pretty much trading near its all-time low, and it's above the 50-day moving average. So for me to find a stock and make a video on it, a lot of different criteria have to be met. I show you the technical analysis because that's a good point to gauge, okay, where do I want to take a position and where would I potentially want to exit. Again, none of this is financial advice or trading advice. It is for purely education purpose only. Do your own research and do your own due diligence and do with your money what you will, but this is for education purpose only. But so the technical analysis is a good way to gauge, okay, where to take a position. But before I even look at the technical analysis, I look at the options market to find potential stocks to make a video on. And this is actually very tedious because whenever I find a stock that might be interesting, I have to look through each weekly to look for discrepancies. And I think as far as I know, I'm the only channel that does this specific type of screening, which is why I have been so successful. And you can go take a look at my channel and see, from the time I make a video, the stock always rallies up to a certain point, sometimes over 100%. So what I do is I look for discrepancies in the options market, and visually you can see, okay, there's way more call activity than put activity. So a lot more people are expecting a rally than they're expecting the stock to go down even below 50 cents. You can visually see that, but if we do some calculation and add them all up, you can see there's almost 13 times more activity on the call side than the put side. So a lot of people are expecting a potential rally, and sometimes these could be people with information that you and I don't have. Like I also looked at the news article, like the news section, and there isn't any news that came out. But again, if you go take a look at my channel, there's a video, like the second or third video, where it's titled "I turned $120 into $8,400 in profit." And I did that by doing similar, looking for discrepancies in the options market, and then looking at the technical analysis and finding a good point to buy some call options. But again, I would, if you're for learning purpose only, again, like I wouldn't want you to buy options, because options are extremely risky. For example, if you even if you buy the say if you buy, you think, oh, the $1 option is like super cheap, I'm gonna buy it. By Friday, if it doesn't, by Friday it could go all the way up to 0.99, and you'll lose 100% of your money. 100% of your money you'll lose, because you have to not only be right on the direction, you have to be right on the time too. So a better trade would be just to, like, take a small position on the actual stock, because even if it, then you're just like anything above, zero point 0.6, you can exit at the end of the week and take a profit, or if you feel good, stay in the position and let it ride. So I just want to bring you this quick video. This is stock that we're putting on the radar as of Monday, July 14th. I think has great rally potential, meets a lot of different criterias that I look for before I make a video on stocks that have potential rally and short squeeze potential. So again, I hope you like this video. Please do me a favor, give this video a like and leave a comment. I will respond to every single comment. You can also go to my channel, check the other videos, and check my track record for being able to find stocks at a point where it has great rally potential. And a lot of, like, PRME off the top of my head and INVZ are two stocks that rallied over 100% in like less than a week from the time I made the video. And there's other stocks that rally up to like 50-60%. So great reason to subscribe to the channel, turn on your post notification, and I will see you on the next video. Thank you for watching.